Hey everybody, big welcome back to another exciting video. And when I say exciting, it's exciting for me because I've got an awesome announcement. And I'm sure you can tell by the title of the video. I have officially secured a new graphics card, and it is the RTX 3080, which is the new talk of the town when it comes to computers. I'm not really a computer geek. Honestly, I don't even actually know much about computers at all, to be honest with you. But what I do know is I'll tell you a little story while we watch some gameplay from Toronto, Ontario at night. Basically, I'm going to be doing a lot of low-level flying. This is the first city I really flew around in at night, so we're checking this out. So watch the footage and listen to my rambling on bullshit. But anyway, some people on my channel would know that I had bought a used gaming computer a few weeks ago for $500, and it's an i7 4790, I think it is, and 16 gigs of RAM, 250 gig SSD drive, and it came with a GTX 1050 Ti video card, and you couldn't really run this game very well. It ran it choppy. I did a couple of videos or something with it, but I had already knew that buying the computer that it would need an upgrade. Had a 650 watt power supply and Corsair H100 liquid, intercooler thing or whatever, all this crap. But I knew I would have to upgrade the video card. So I wanted to get a card that I thought would play this game pretty well. It's the only game I'm actually playing on the computer anyway. That's why I bought the computer, was for this game. And then I went out and went to Canada Computers, our local computer store, talked to the guy there, and he sold me on the 2060 Super, which came to, whatever, it was around $700, and brought the card home, installed it in the computer. This is gameplay off of that card, which was an 8 gigabyte card, and I was overall satisfied. I could run the game on pretty much ultra on everything, but at 1440 resolution, so a little over 1080, but couldn't do 4K or anything like that. So I'm minding my business, watching some YouTube videos, and now I'm getting gaming computer videos coming up because I did some research on, on that card before I bought it. And all of a sudden it's coming up saying about the new card's coming out, and it's talking about the 30 series or 3000 series, depending what you want to call it, and talking about how the 3070 is going to be $500 US, which equates to about $700 Canadian. And it was like way better than the 2080 Ti Super or whatever. And so now I'm mad. I'm like, wait a sec, this new card's coming out, and it's going to be, and it's a big deal about the price because it's like a quarter of the price of like the last launch of their high-end card or whatever. So, or a third or whatever. Anyway, so I'm like, well, shit. Maybe, I've had this card in my computer now for like 10 days or something like that, or 11 days. So then I get to thinking like, damn, like why did I buy this and not do a little research first? And so then I'm at the computer store and I'm buying a headset. And I talked to the guy and asking him about this new card. And he's like, and I'm telling him, it sucks, I just bought this. And he's like, well, return it. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, if you're not satisfied, you got 15 days satisfaction guarantee. And I'm like, yeah, but it's already been in my computer. And I told you, I don't know much about computers. I've kind of assumed that if you buy a computer component, because there's, obviously a margin of error on the install, or something you could do to, static or something, I don't know, to damage the parts. I didn't think you could take it back. Anyway, the guy's like, yeah, you got 2 weeks. He's like, when did you buy it? And I'm like, so I said, September 9th or whatever. And he's like, well, bring it back, man. You got like 2 days or whatever. And so I'm like, well, shit. All right. So that, just in case anyone wondered why all of a sudden I just stopped playing this game. I was playing it like every day, doing live streams and having a great time doing it. And all of a sudden I just kind of went MIA. And that's because I was like, all right, well, I'm going to pull out my card and wait for the new one. Now, the only problem with that was that as of the date I pulled the card out, we still didn't even have a release date for these cards. All we knew is that they were coming out in September or October. There was no firm date. And so I was like, well, shit, now I'm going to have no gaming computer. You know what I mean? I've been waiting for whatever since this game was announced, like a year or two ago or whatever it was. Been waiting to play this game so long, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play it for a week or whatever, and then pull the damn memory or the video card out and not be able to play the game. But I was like, but then I'll have like the ultimate, video card, or ultimate enough for me. So that's what we did. Returned the card. Now I've got no card, and I had sold the card that came with the computer, the 1050 Ti. Sold that for 140 bucks on Kijiji, which is our version of like Craigslist or whatever out here. So then the other day they finally announced that September 17th was the release date, and apparently they weren't allowing pre-orders. But my local store is, so I'm not sure, I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble. So ultimately the problem, continuing more drama here with the game, was that the 3070, which is really the card I would have went for, it was the lowest end one, that 500 US or 700 Canadian one, would have been far more than I need, because I don't computer game, you know what I mean? I got GTA, so I could play that, but anyway, that one doesn't even come out until October 15th. And apparently that's the card that is going to be the most in demand. And so there was a good chance if I waited on that card, I wouldn't actually get it. Because I don't know. Apparently people wait outside stores overnight and shit. So I was not really digging the idea of that. But the one I bought, the 3080, was to come out on September 17th. So anyway, I went and paid for this damn thing today, and I've got my order in. So it's a pre-order, but I'm not sure, because I heard that you're not allowed to pre-order, but I don't know why the video card, like GTX or NVIDIA or whatever, why they would give a shit. They get their money, and the card's not in my possession early. So anyway, it is what it is. This damn thing cost me damn near $1,300 with tax and warranty. I got a 3-year warranty, which I'm normally pretty cheap, and I know better than to buy the extended warranty in life. There's plenty of videos explaining to you, like on YouTube, about extended warranties and how generally you don't need it, because if they're offering it, it's because they expect their product to last that long. That's the extended warranties are not offered to you for the business to lose money. So I normally say no, but this guy says no matter what, if this thing burns out, it doesn't matter how much gaming I do or whatever, for any reason it burns out, I get a direct replacement. I don't have to, like, it's supposed to be a hassle-free as long as there's no physical damage. That's it. So that's Toronto City Hall, by the way, or Civic Center or whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I went for the extended warranty. Now I do have a cooling off period, he said. He's like, whatever I have 2 weeks or whatever to change my mind. If I decide I want to get my $150 back or $142 for the warranty, I can go back in and get my money. But basically the guy at the store, obviously he gets paid to upsell, but he was explaining that sometimes the first runs of new products don't do so well, and they realize that there's problems, and then they work through those problems for the second run. So if I experience any problems, I get to return it and get a second run or whatever. So anyway, I guess spending that much money, it made me feel a little bit better spending the extra $150 and having 3 years worth of peace of mind. So just sort of kind of the heads up in this video, a lot of it's just going to be me flying around Toronto and looking low, or flying down low. I'm looking for places where I can fly down to street level. I didn't make videos of it before, but I had already tried going low in the airplanes and like landing in the street. and it normally doesn't go well. It depends where in the world you are. Out like by Milton, Ontario, kind of my neck of the woods, my region or whatever, I was able to out on country roads. But in Toronto, I'm sure you're going to see it coming up here. There's plenty of bumps and like they've got rocks and trees and shit in the middle of the road. And the CN Tower is unfortunately illuminated very wrong. I just want to point that out. They've illuminated it like an apartment building, and no lights up on the top. But they did do the Sky Dome or Rogers Center a little more accurately. So I'm hoping one day that, I don't know, somebody will develop like, some add-ons or something like that. And because if they ever remap Toronto and do one of those really accurate city things, the photographic cities or whatever, I would definitely buy that add-on. I've not purchased any add-ons yet. Obviously, I only had a few days on this game, so this video was actually recorded like over a week ago. I just never got around to editing it due to some of my other hobbies, such as working on my little car. So, yeah, I guess since I've got you here and we've still probably got another 15 minutes or so on this video, I'll tell you my initial thoughts of the game, which are that, first of all, I think it's spectacular. Anything I say, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. The game is awesome. They knocked it way out of left field. This is fantastic, and I'm really enjoying seeing parts of the world that I do know and don't know, and just the ability to all of a sudden wake up and say, you know what? I feel like going to fly in Arkansas. I don't know why I would ever want to go to Arkansas, but if I did, I could just get in this game and go fly around. Now, in all fairness, pretty much all this data, my understanding, was on Bing Maps anyway. So at any point, you could have just went in and kind of did this in Bing Maps and just dropped the level down or something anyway. But that's not the same amount of fun as flying an airplane. So you can let other people that don't have $1,300 gaming graphics cards go and do that. I'll prefer to play it in the game. But overall, I'm really enjoying the game, or I was, and I will be. And yeah, also I realized that my original intentions were to buy the 3070, which my power supply, I've got a 650 watt power supply that came with the computer, and so that would have powered that, but now this one I need a 750, so guess who's going out and spending another $150 or $200 to play this game. So ultimately this damn computer is going to end up costing me like $2,000. I had to buy a case because it didn't come with a full-on case. It came in a case, but it didn't have sides or panels on the front and back. But so I ordered a case on Amazon, which looks cool. Maybe I'll do like a building video or whatever, swapping everything over. But anyway, my Amazon case was supposed to be here tonight by 8 o'clock. It never showed up, and it never went out for delivery. It went to, it was in the States and then came over to Canada and just never actually showed up for delivery. So right now we're flying over the Gardner Expressway, and it must be pretty late at night because there's no traffic. Normally there's a lot of traffic here. But, and also you're going to notice that in this video and future videos, first of all, I shouldn't have hit that building. But second of all, that I do a lot of low flying, and that is because I've been playing Grand Theft Auto for years, and I love getting in that jet and flying in and around the buildings or landing on the tops and all that. So I've been seeing other people's videos on the flight simulator about them being able to land on top of buildings. I have not tried that as of yet. But I definitely want to try to, bring some fun stuff like that into the game. I want to do some nice flight seeing tours, but I also want to do some of that. And also, every time I crash, because obviously I'm still learning to use the flight stick, every time I crash, I'm cutting out that whole loading scene. The loading time can be pretty significant, and depending on the city you're in. So anyway, and that's like, I think their old court in Toronto. I should know that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, like the old courthouse. But yeah, flying low is fun for me. And also, if you're new to my channel, if you subscribe, what I do is, and you know, I can't say how often or any of that shit I'll do it, but I've been doing like live streaming and then like letting people, whoopsie, I get distracted when I'm flying, so I hit stuff. But I've been letting people kind of request where they want me to fly. So if you're interested in that, all you got to do is subscribe, and then when you see the notification of me going live, you just go into the comments and type in, you know, the city you want, and kind of been having fun with that. And also, I was mentioning that I'd gone to the computer store to buy the headset. That was actually so that I could do that. I wanted to be able to basically talk to my viewing audience like I am right now, but like with the headset rather than through just chat. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong or whatever, because when I try it on my laptop, it seems to work fine. But when I plug it into the computer, like my tower, it's not. And I don't know, I was getting really frustrated and gave up. So unfortunately, I haven't figured that out. But once I get the new graphics card in, I will go back to trying to figure that out. The problem, and I'll even just tell you right now in case anyone watching this has a solution, is that it's got like a special sound card that's been installed. I'm up in my bedroom on the laptop, so I don't actually, that's downstairs. I'm not going to bother going to figure out what brand it is or whatever. But anyway, there's some special card in there for like all the different outputs and inputs and all that. And then there's, of course, the onboard. And I tried every which possible way I could get it to go. And it's the 2-wire. So, you know, the microphone and the speaker separate. And I've also got the Y connector to make it work as one, like, because you can use it for Xbox or whatever. But anyway, I couldn't figure it out for some reason on the gaming computer, which is rather unfortunate, but hopefully I'll figure it out. Here we go for a nice low flight. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying close enough attention to the screen there to try to figure out where exactly I am. Obviously, it's in Toronto. Yeah, what do? We put the landing gear down. I might be trying to do a landing here. Yeah, I think I am. So my landings never seem to work, unfortunately. Not in between the buildings. It's fun to try. I think I get pretty close, actually, a couple of times here. So, oh boy. It's kind of funny how you can go right through the cars, and I think this was probably one of the closest I got to actually pulling it off, and then boom, clip a wing, just like that. Yeah, anyone else in here that's been playing the game? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Where's your favorite place you've flown so far? For me, I've been to Muskoka, Minneapolis, Toronto, Niagara Falls, Milton, Florida Keys, Miami, Panama City Beach, and all up in that general area when the hurricane was going on. Los Angeles, Vancouver. I've got to go back and do some more exploring in Vancouver. I was there on a live stream last week, and once again doing a little stunt flying in between the buildings that evening, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, where else have I gone? I don't know. I've just been kind of going here and there, and I really want to go and try a long flight. Like I saw that the longest flight last I saw online was 15 hours. I don't know that I could quite pull that off, because I just don't have that much time to dedicate. But I wouldn't mind taking off out of Toronto in a 747 or something, or whatever's on here, and flying down to, say, Miami. There we go, Rogers Center. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the views, and the pointless rambling commentary. And one thing I wanted to do, I'm not sure if anyone else has done it yet, is fly to Miami at night. I flew my drone down in Miami at night, and they got this one cool building that's got, like, you know, dancers and stuff. Basically, it's lights that light up the side of the building, and it makes, like, cool, like, designs, like, of a dancer and whatever else it does. Anyway, I wanted to go down there and see if that actually is in the game or not. Toronto's lights don't really represent all that well for some of the things, just like the way City Hall's not lit up, the CN Tower's a little whacked out. None of these things are a big deal. I'm not complaining. The game is awesome, and keeping in mind it's called Flight Simulator, not Ground Simulator, so it was never meant to be looked at like that. So that was Yonge Dundas Square I just passed by, which is like Toronto's version of Times Square in New York. Pretty cool place to go check out. I've got a video I made a few years back where I set up a time-lapse camera on a photographer's spinner thing, which spun it around slowly. And that was pretty cool, right down at the corner down there in Yonge Dundas Square. So, I don't know, if you're into that kind of thing, you can go ahead and find that on my channel. And this was a nice long low flight right here, so I believe at the end you get to Maple Leaf Gardens, or the former Maple Leaf Gardens, which I believe became like a Loblaws and maybe student housing or condos or something. But let's see, do I actually make it through this? Like I said, this was filmed like a week ago or more, so it's hard to exactly remember. Funny little story though about Maple Leaf Gardens. When I was just a kid growing up in Toronto, my oldest sister Liz was told, or went to New Kids on the Block concert. Oh shit! At the Maple Leaf Gardens, and for whatever reason, my mom said that she wanted me to go with her. So me and my buddy Gerald, we had to go downtown with her. Now, we didn't have tickets or anything like that, but we had like $10 to go to the arcade. So we went to, I don't know, King's Castle or something like that, the arcade, and hung out. Quickly, we ran out of money, and it was cold out. So we went down to Maple Leaf Gardens to wait for my sister, and the guy's like, oh, just right through here. And so he guides us in the door, and then there's like another guy that guides us in and up the escalator. All of a sudden we go up the escalator, and they usher us into the actual arena where the New Kids on the Block concert was going on. So pretty sick. The first concert I ever went to in life was New Kids on the Block. And I was so blown away. They had like laser lights. I remember these green laser lights, and they were used to make like a design on the stage or on the wall, whatever it was, of like a green dude dancing or something like that. And like, you know, this is going back to like 1989 or 1990, whatever it was. And I wasn't exactly a huge New Kids on the Block fan. Shut up, Liz, if she's watching, because she'll tell you I was, but I wasn't. So I wasn't a closet New Kids on the Block fan. Okay, I hated them, just to be clear. Anyway, seeing the concert, you know, lighting was pretty cool. Now, one thing I'd love is we have sat and hung out this long. If you're actually still sitting here listening to my bullshit, can you let me know you were watching this long by commenting it down below, NKOTB. Rock. New Kids on the Block rock. That'll be cool. That'll be like our little secret, conversation piece. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.